We've got a new rumor regarding the casting for the upcoming Hunt for Gollum film that Andy Serkis is directing. I wrote this up over at phantompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. This latest rumor comes to us from Justin Sewell over on the One Ring YouTube channel, where he shared during the channel's Torn Tuesday live stream that they are indeed recasting Aragorn for the film and that Viggo Mortensen will not reprise his role. Sewell said this on the live stream, saying, "We can confirm, 110% confirmed, based on some conversations I had over the weekend with real people, not just anonymous names on the internet, on Tumblr or 4chan, with real people, that this week, as we speak, this week, auditions are taking place in London for Aragorn." Just to be clear, when he's saying not just anonymous names on the internet, during their live stream show, they were kind of showing random potential rumors about what would happen in the Rings of Power Season 3, and they had a number of sources from Tumblr and 4chan. So that's what he's referring to there. But anyways, he added saying, "So Aragorn is being recast. Auditions are happening in London and New Zealand, but this week they're in London." So he is sharing or reporting that they are indeed recasting Aragorn for the Hunt for Gollum. Viggo Mortensen will not reprise his role. And this isn't the first time we've heard this. Obviously, Caleb Williams at Night Edge Media previously reported that was the case back at the beginning of September. On December 8th, Williams shared this. "Today, we at Night Edge Media have learned exclusively that the character of Aragorn will be recast with a younger actor in the upcoming Lord of the Rings spin-off film, The Hunt for Gollum." And as I kind of covered when that news broke, we had some comments from Viggo where he had initially expressed openness to reprising his role. He was asked about returning specifically to The Hunt for Gollum back in 2024 with GQ. And this is what he said. "Sure, I don't know exactly what the story is. I haven't heard. Maybe I'll hear about it eventually. I like playing that character. I learned a lot playing the character. I enjoyed it a lot. I would only do it if I was right for it in terms of, the age I am now and so forth. I would only do it if I was right for the character. It would be silly to do it otherwise." Now, obviously, he is not reprising his role. So clearly, he doesn't think he's right for the character anymore. Obviously, it could be a number of different factors, obviously his age, etc. But I don't think age really matters at this point anymore. Maybe it has more to do with the action scenes that he's doing in, but again, you can get stunt doubles for a lot of that stuff, I feel like. And then with the de-aging technology and then even the makeup that they can do, I don't really see like how that would really affect anything. There's so much movie magic that they can do. I don't really feel like age is really a detracting factor for that anymore. But anyways, that's what he said. I could see it being a factor as like you don't want to be spending so much time on set, etc. Maybe you want to be with your family and do things like that, and your priorities are maybe a little bit different than what they were when he was younger, right? So I could see that maybe being a factor when he's talking about age like that. But I don't feel like physicality or looks are really a factor when it comes to age anymore because you have all that movie magic. Anyways, about 6 months later, after he made those comments to GQ, he made some more comments in December 2024. The film's producer, Philippa Boyens, made some comments that the production had actually contacted Mortensen to reprise the role. She told the playlist, "Honestly, that's entirely going to be up to Viggo collaboratively, and we are at a very early stage. I've spoken to Viggo, Andy Serkis has spoken to him, Peter Jackson has spoken to him. We've all spoken to each other, and honestly, I cannot imagine anyone else playing Aragorn, but it will be completely and entirely up to Viggo." So they basically put the ball in his court, is what Philippa Boyens is saying, and he said no, because they are clearly recasting the character. Anyways, Boyens went on and said, "I know Andy wants to work with him, but also we don't see this as like using AI technology. This is about a digital makeup, and whether Viggo does it or will entirely depends on how good the script is." So she was saying it has nothing really to do with his age. It's all about the script. And then she went on and said, "And he doesn't have a script yet. So to be fair to Viggo, let's see if we write a good enough role and then he can find enough in it to see that it's a performance he wants to take on. After that, it'll be between Viggo and Andy of how that is achieved." Now, obviously, he's not doing it. So based on what Philippa Boyens is saying here, it sounds like the script isn't that great if Viggo is passing on it, right? It's not like he's got a scheduling conflict or anything like that. It really has all to do with how good the script was. And she's explicitly said that, and he is passing on it, which indicates that maybe the script isn't that good, it's kind of hard to imagine it being that. I mean, the source material is pretty solid. It's all from the Fellowship of the Ring. I've got it all here in this article. I'm not going to go over it here, but I mean, there's not a lot, right, in the Fellowship of the Ring, but I think there's enough to do a movie on, or like a 90-minute movie, maybe not like a super lengthy movie, but enough to, I think, do a movie, make some interesting things happen. We already know that they're trying to pitch this as like telling it from the point of view of Gollum. I think that is a massive mistake. That is not how Tolkien did it. I think they should follow what Tolkien did, where you're pretty much doing it from the point of view of Gandalf, because it is Gandalf relaying this to Frodo after it has already kind of happened. And then you have all the different players in it. Obviously, Aragorn being one of the most prominent, because he's the one who actually does indeed capture Gollum at the end there before I think they let him go, right? So that's concerning too, right? And maybe Viggo just didn't like that it wasn't going to be maybe as faithful to Tolkien's story as what it should be, and or just not what he was not up to his expectations, was not up to par. And again, it's not really surprising given what we've kind of seen from all of these film studios regarding the Lord of the Rings. One need look no further than the Rings of Power, but we can also look at what Philippa Boyens and the Warner Brothers people have done with the Lord of the Rings, with their feminist take that they did with the War of the Rohirrim, where they basically just wholesale created a entire story centered around a character that Tolkien did not even name in the appendix, right? So we'll see what happens, but that is the latest bit of news. They are recasting Aragorn, and they're kind of doing auditions, I guess, in London, and I guess they're going to do some more in New Zealand as well. So I guess it looks like they're casting a wide net. We'll see what comes of this, but again, I think this is a sign of bad things to come for this movie if Viggo Mortensen is not returning to reprise his role as Aragorn. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.
Why would you be afraid of the people? Why are you not afraid of God instead of man?